Hi everybody, it's Annette from The Art of Intuition, and today we're going to talk about up-leveling. What is up-leveling? Now we're going to clear up some misnomers first when we talk about up-leveling. It is never being above or below anybody else. That's kind of a human, that's what we do when we're in our human programming. We like to think we're above someone, or sometimes we like to think we're below someone, whether it be because of status, money, popularity. It doesn't really matter how we're judging it. But when we talk about up-leveling, we're just talking about reaching a higher space of consciousness. We have to call it up-leveling, but it's never comparison to anyone else. It's not the human game of above and below. It's merely just we're up-leveling our consciousness. We're going to a different place. Now, what can happen when we up-level is it can be a time when we have to clear out all of our programming, all that distortion, programming, emotions that are not in the frequency of our new upgraded frequency. So if we were here, we're going to here, we have to clear out all that stuff in between. And now there are some ways you know when you're doing this. You can be in between different things. You can feel disconnected. You can feel in between. You can be putting off doing something because you have a big story around what's going on, right? Like if you know you're supposed to sit down and I'm going to use write a book again because that's what I'm doing now, so it comes to me more often when I'm doing these, and that's also telling me I need to finish what I started, but okay. It's not about that. Whatever you're putting off doing, because there are certain things we have to also get done before we get to the next level. But if we have a big story about why we can't do it, if you see you're supposed to write something, if you see you're supposed to maybe decorate your house because it doesn't support your current vibration, like now it's an old vibration, now it doesn't support your new vibration, but you don't want to do it. Because you have all the story about, oh, it sucks. Oh, it's going to take time. Oh, I got to sit down and do this. Oh, this is going on. I don't want to do it. Or if you're in the middle of a money shift again, where I've said before, sometimes when we upshift, the money we had in one frequency goes and we have to wait for the money to kick into the next frequency, right? But we're not quite at that frequency yet because we have all this stuff in between. It can be physical stuff we're not doing, and it normally is something we're kind of not doing, because they have a lot of story and emotions around why we're not doing it. Like it's going to be really hard to do. Instead of getting excited that you're shifting. And this was going on with me a couple of days ago. I'm in a massive shift again. And instead of being excited about the shift, I'm looking at how difficult it is in different aspects right now, right? I'm looking at all the stuff that's moving around again. And now I got to try to wait to align this here and align this here, and well, I wish I had that and I don't yet, but I want that, but it's not here yet because it's in a different frequency. So it can be very upsetting for our human, but it's also trying to dig up all that programming because it's getting into all the programming that isn't that new frequency. So we can do it two different ways. We can put things off. We can figure out how hard it's going to be. We can make it seem like making kind of a mountain out of a molehill in a sense of how tough it's going to be. Or we can shift it, which is what I have been doing to get me through this next, to kind of get through the next thing and get excited about the fact you're shifting. And sometimes you can have some physical symptoms too, because you've got to clear it out of your cellular body. If you're not having the emotional stuff or you don't have a story around it, you'll just be not feeling great because you're trying to get everything out of your physical body. Normally that happens for me though once I kind of get through the emotions and I get through the programming of what's going on and painting it as a bad thing, a frustrating thing you don't want to go through, instead of getting excited about your new frequency, the new frequency you're going to hit. Because sometimes we see all this stuff with that new frequency, but it's not here yet, but we know we have stuff to do. Whether that's a physical thing we have to do or just programming we have to work through. In other words, we've got a story going on. We've got emotions going on that we need to sort through. But remember, all that stuff you see at your new frequency can't get there if we don't embrace the process. And that's kind of true and not true. I'm going to have to go back and say that again because it'll get here, we're just going to delay it by making it miserable, because we're going to look at everything we have to do to get there as a miserable thing, because that's how we're painting it. Yes, we're clearing programming by doing that, or we can shift it and try to do it a different way and be excited. Like, holy crap, this is exciting. Like, I'm going to be at a whole new frequency. Look at all that stuff that's there, because our happiness and excitement is going to get us there quicker, because that's closer to that new frequency. I'll guarantee you that one. I don't guarantee much on here, but I will guarantee that. The more excited we are, the more, surprised, like, when's it going to hit? Especially if you're waiting for one certain thing to hit, one pot of money to hit, a new pot of money to hit, a new opportunity to hit, new people to come in, whatever it is. Get excited when you know you're almost there, because that excitement is going to propel you quicker than trying to drudge through whatever you're in to clear the way to it. So stop putting things off. Look at yourself as up leveling. Get excited. Shift it. Play. Have fun. Think of all the fun stuff in that new reality. And do what you see that you need to do. And if I see a lot of programming and I know I've got a story around, oh, this sucks, I can't believe this is happening, blah, blah, blah. Remember, we never go backwards. We just go deeper in. So it's clearing out more stuff, upshifting. And sometimes for me, the longer it takes for the new reality to set in means I'm making a bigger jump. My frequency's jumping a lot farther than maybe I jumped last time, where I might have had a 2 or 3 week lull while I was waiting for kind of stuff to come in and trying to maneuver around things, because I wasn't getting exactly it as quickly as I wanted, and I'm all down in my human programming trying to clear all the story I have about, oh, it's just not coming because I didn't do it right, or I'm not doing something right. I did that wrong. So we all have our story we're playing, but get excited about the shift, because you're shifting. And I can look at the shift sometimes when I'm in it, because usually all my money will disappear from one frequency to the next, and I got to wait for the next money to come in, and that's frustrating. Or it can be something else. Usually that's how I can tell. And I'm like, come on, I want to get to that shift. And then we start drudging through it. We blame ourselves. We get pissy. I saw one lady talking about having to just do her house to support a new vibration, but she didn't want to do it because it was so much to do. So look at what you're not doing. Look at the story you have around it. Shift it and get excited about the new frequency. Get excited about the next thing that comes in. Don't get down on the shift. Get excited about the shift. Okay? And keep practicing the art of intuition.